LPBW's Matt Roloff reveals where he stands with ex-wife Amy. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff is sharing how he and his family landed after the long-running series has likely come to a close, especially where he and his ex-wife, Amy Roloff, stand. Although Matt and Amy have appeared on Little People, Big World together for 25 complicated seasons, the couple has been divorced since 2016 and have lived separate lives while still coming together to film for their reality TV show. With Matt and Amy's children, including Zach Roloff and his wife Tori Roloff, having departed the series, many have wondered if LPBW has come to an end. During an interview with ET Online, Matt revealed that he and his ex-wife Amy are in a good place after their contentious 2016 divorce. "I never imagined Amy and I getting divorced. People's relationships, they evolve, and they change, and I'm super happy for Amy having Chris," Matt shared, gushing over Amy and her husband, Chris Marek. "They're a wonderful couple, and we enjoy them immensely and hang out with them. We're not besties every day, but we certainly hang out." While Matt and his fans, Caryn Chandler, aren't always around Amy and Chris, they still share a bond. While Matt and Amy's divorce was a hurdle for their family, the couple's separation made it easier for them to move forward with their lives and honor their relationship for what it was. The Roloff's children, Jacob Roloff, Molly Roloff, and the twins Zach and Jeremy Roloff, have moved away from Little People, Big World in the years after their parents' divorce. Although the Roloff family has tensions of their own, Matt and Amy were able to continue to orbit one another in a healthier way for their children and grandchildren. Their divorce has brought new love into their lives as things changed for the Roloff family. It became clear that Matt and Amy were happier separate than they had been together. Amy, who met Chris shortly after her divorce from Matt, began dating him quietly before marrying her match in 2021. While the couple faced some backlash, they have been happily together for years. Matt met his now fiancée, Caryn, years prior to their relationship beginning, as she was once an employee at Roloff Farms. The pair got together in 2017 and are planning a wedding in the near future. With the future of Little People, Big World somewhat uncertain, the Roloff family is moving forward rather than waiting for the series to return. Matt and Caryn, who have been planning their wedding since announcing their engagement in 2023, are looking ahead to happy times with the family. Though the series may be over, Matt and the rest of the family, including Amy and Chris, are able to look back on Little People, Big World, and see all the good that came out of their time on the series. Why Amy Roloff and Chris didn't invite Matt and Caryn to their wedding. Fans of Little People Big World were not surprised that Amy Roloff and Chris Marek decided not to invite her ex-husband Matt Roloff and his partner Caryn Chandler to their wedding on the family farm. While the exes have been co-parenting and grandparenting well, it just didn't make sense for the mother of four to have her ex-husband in the audience when she said, "I doth TLC hit show has followed around the Roloffs for many years." Most viewers have watched all four children, Jeremy, Zach, Molly, and Jacob, grow up and start their own families. In the beginning, Amy and Matt seemed to be a happy couple who enjoyed their life in Oregon. However, as time passed, the cracks in the relationship began to show, and the two ultimately filed for divorce. The separation wasn't easy as both still resided on the family farm where they grew pumpkins. Eventually, Amy moved away from the big house and started a new life with her husband-to-be. Chris. The newlyweds recently spoke with People about the reasons why they didn't want to invite Matt and Caryn to their nuptials. It makes sense that successful author Amy would want to have a stress-free day, and having Matt there would add tension to her special day. The TLC star shared that she and Chris debated on whether or not to invite Matt and Caryn. In the end, they felt it was better for everyone not to invite them. Chris opened up in a confessional, adding that he originally was all for inviting them, but then realized it could be an awkward situation for his bride-to-be. Little People Big World fans are aware that the 59-year-old groom has become chummy with Matt, but luckily he chose to take his future wife's side. The entire season has been leading up to the big day. At first, Amy was skeptical about getting married at Roloff Farm since she lived her married life with Matt there for almost 30 years. However, Chris convinced Amy that it would be a good option, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, the farm is familiar ground for both of them. In another confessional, Matt and Chris sat together with Matt, easing his new buddy's burden by telling him to take the invite off the table. Little People Big World fans have loved being able to watch Amy's journey after the divorce. She and Chris met back in 2016 after a pool party at the farm led to a date at a paint and sip. Chris was a notorious bachelor but found it easy to settle down with Amy. Now, viewers will be able to watch the bride and groom commit to a lifetime of happiness in the season on a May 2024 episode of their podcast Raising Heights with Zach and Tori. The couple shared that Leela would be undergoing surgery at the end of the month. Tori admitted she was nervous that coming out of anesthesia could be rough for Leela, like it was for her older brother, Jackson, when he had surgery in the past. Leela has severe sleep apnea, and so they're gonna take her tonsils and adenoids out, which I am a little nervous about. She says Zach and Tori welcomed their youngest child, Josiah, on April 30, 2022. The couple were expecting some sibling rivalry after the birth of Josiah, but Tori was more than happy to confirm that Jackson and Leela welcomed their baby brother with open arms. We were preparing ourselves for jealous moments or for things to kind of go awry every once in a while. Tori told People of her older children's reaction to their new baby brother. But they literally haven't. They've both been so affectionate and just in love with Josiah, and it's been so much fun to watch. Tori said the older kids were also helpful with their little brother, who was born 3 weeks premature. They are slightly obsessed with him, and it's adorable, she said. They're just both very concerned about where he is, what he is doing. They take turns feeding him the bottle and want to bring him blankies and binkies. A few months after Josiah's arrival, the couple were taken aback by how alike he and Jackson looked at a similar age. I'm pretty sure I birthed the same child twice, Tori joked as she posted photos of both of her boys, showing off their similar blue eyes and facial features when Josiah celebrated his first birthday in April 2023. Tori listed some of his milestones in a tribute post on Instagram. "You are the sweet guy ever. You are always so happy and love watching your family," she wrote in the caption. "You are on the move and ready for any adventure. You love eating and bath time, and I love how obsessed you are with your siblings. I have loved getting to love on you the last year, see Sigh." Their celebrations included a Western-themed birthday party coined Josiah's First Rodeo. In a video posted on Tori's Instagram, the tot giggled while enjoying a cow-printed birthday cake. On a May 2024 episode of their podcast, Raising Heights with Zach and Tori, the couple shared that Leela would be undergoing surgery at the end of the month. Tori admitted she was nervous that coming out of anesthesia could be rough for Leela, like it was for her older brother, Jackson, when he had surgery in the past. Leela has severe sleep apnea, and so they're gonna take her tonsils and adenoids out, which I am a little nervous about, she said. Zach Roloff talks about having to film on a rigid schedule for Little People Big World during his childhood. Very stressful. Zach Roloff starred on Little People Big World alongside most of his family for 25 seasons, but the father of 3 revealed this week that appearing on the TLC series wasn't something he always enjoyed. On a recent episode of His and Wife, Tori Roloff's Raising Heights podcast, Zach reflected on the early days of Little People Big World, admitting that while it was fun at times, it was also very stressful. It was odd, because there was always this expectation that I should be doing something right now, he said, as reported by Monsters and Critics. When people say reality television, I always think there's a little caveat there because, at the end of the day, these people are paying for a crew to be here. Regarding the early days of Little People Big World, Zach said his mom, Amy Roloff, did a pretty good job of keeping Zach and his siblings grounded, noting that the Roloff kids continued attending the same school and kept the same close friends as they had before the show began filming. He also admitted that it was fun at times getting to travel to different cities to promote, but it was also very stressful, he added. And some of that is the family dynamic. Some of it is how I feel the family handled reality television. My mom and dad did a lot of good things, but then there are times where I'm like, we could have done that better, especially in the last, 10 years. Probably Zach admitted that he could not stand filming the show in public, which he compared to being on a movie set in the middle of a public setting, as it would lead to everyone staring at you. He also said the dynamic changed as he got older, as filming the series became more of a business than it was in the early seasons. They did not just sit around all day filming. It was, hey, here are film days, 2 days a week, he said, calling the format rigid. I always say it's real, like what we're doing was reality, in a sense, but it was like a scheduled reality, he added. As the Ashley previously told you, Zach and Tori announced in February that they were stepping away from the TLC series, citing their 3 children as a huge reason, along with the current situation involving Zach's dad Matt Roloff and Roloff Farm. As fans of the show know, Zach and Matt began feuding in May 2022 after Matt announced on social media that he was selling a portion of Roloff Farm, despite previously claiming that he wanted the farm to stay in the Roloff family. Matt's announcement seemingly blamed his and ex-wife Amy's twin sons, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, for having to sell the farm, which proceeded to kick off a public feud between Zach and Matt that played out on both social media and the family's TLC show in May. Zach revealed on an episode of his podcast that the situation with his dad had yet to improve since filming the season 25 finale of Little People Big World nearly a year ago. He also hinted that his father's narcissism and inability to admit that he did anything wrong may be a big reason why the father-son relationship had yet to be repaired. As of now, TLC has not announced whether or not there will be another season of Little People Big World in May. Zach revealed on an episode of his podcast that the situation with his dad had yet to improve since filming the season 25 finale of Little People Big World nearly a year ago. He also hinted that his father's narcissism and inability to admit that he did anything wrong may be a big reason why the father-son relationship had yet to be repaired. As of now, TLC has not announced whether or not there will be another season of Little People Big World. The series, it was odd because there was always this expectation that I should be doing something right now, he said, as reported by Monsters and Critics. When people say reality television, I always think there's a little caveat there because, at the end of the day, these people are paying for a crew to be here. Regarding the early days of Little People Big World, Zach said his mom, Amy Roloff, did a pretty good job of keeping Zach and his siblings grounded, noting that the Roloff kids continued attending the same school and kept the same close friends as they had before the show began filming. He also admitted that it was fun at times getting to travel to different cities to promote the Little People Big World Season 25 cast guide. Who's leaving the show? There's nothing too big for the Roloff family. The final episode of Little People Big World Season 25 recently aired on Tuesday, April 24, going out with one emotional farewell. In the Season 25 finale, it looks like tensions between father Matt Roloff and Zach Roloff over the sale of their family farm haven't died down. Starting to worry about their father-son relationship, ex-wife Amy Roloff helped Matt consider what went wrong with his son over lunch. However, there's only so much Amy could say as Zach hasn't actually shared much about the feud with his father, but the biggest shock comes from Zach and his wife Tori Roloff, who officially bid farewell to Little People. Big World after nearly 2 decades on one of TLC's longest-running shows. While some may speculate that Zach's strained relationship with his father played a role, the couple emphasizes that their decision stems from a desire to raise their 3 children away from the spotlight. If you haven't caught up with season 25 of Little People, Big World yet, here's this season's cast guide to get you up to. Matt Roloff wears many hats, from farmer to author, entrepreneur, and motivational speaker. His career began in computer software sales, co-founding Direct Access Solutions, a venture focused on accessibility kits for little people in the hospitality industry. Despite grappling with dystrophic dysplasia, a form of dwarfism, Matt can navigate life using crutches and a motorized cart when needed. In the public eye, Matt's life, particularly his marriage, unfolded throughout the whole 25 seasons of Little People, Big World. Matt met his former wife Amy at a Dwarf Athletic Association of America (DAAA) convention. After nearly 3 decades, his marriage to Amy ended in 2016. As of now, Matt is in a relationship with Caryn Chandler, the former manager of the Roloff family farm, with whom he's set to tie the knot in 2024. Amy Roloff is the ex-wife of Matt, whom she's married to for nearly 30 years. Born with achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism, she's encountered a few complications throughout her life. Nevertheless, she tackles these ups and downs with grace. A Central Michigan University graduate, Amy keeps herself busy with several roles, from acting and coaching to parenting and teaching. Amy's heart for philanthropy shines through her Amy Roloff Charity Foundation, supporting kids, at-risk youth, and disability groups. She's also active in fostering organizations, senior housing, and homeless shelters. After her divorce from Matt in 2016, she found love again with Chris Marek. The two eventually got married in 2021. Although Amy has separated herself from Roloff Farms, Amy ensures that she'll always be on good terms with her ex-husband. Even though the two might never share the same chemistry they used to have before, Amy sees this as an opportunity to grow and change. That Roloff is one of Matt and Amy's 4 children. Just like his mother, Zach also has achondroplasia, a condition that eventually gets passed on to his children. Since stepping into the limelight in 2006, Zach's life has been an open book, from tying the knot with Tori at Roloff Farm in 2015 to welcoming their 3 kids, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. Most recently, Zach had to undergo an emergency brain surgery in 2023, which fortunately went well. Despite relocating to Washington in 2023, the Roloffs continued to steal the show until their recent announcement in February 2024. 2 days after season 25 of Little People, Big World premiered, Zach and Tori announced that they were leaving the show. As they bid adieu to the series, Zach stresses the importance of paving their own path without any ties to the show, free from the drama. With their exit, the Roloffs prioritize their kids' happiness, opting for a life out of the reality TV glare. Tori Roloff first became the center of attention when she and Zach began their romance during the show's 10th season, which aired from 2010 to 2012. Their love story started on the Roloff family farm, where Tori worked, starting off as pals. Although they were initially shy and nervous about talking to each other, the two finally took a chance on each other. After 4 years of dating, the two officially wedded in July 2015. In their exit announcement from Little People, Big World, Tori opens up about their decision to step away from the show. While the show has played a huge part in her life, Tori notes the need for better boundaries and a focus on her family's well-being. Jackson Roloff, the eldest son of Zach and Tori, was born in May 2017 with achondroplasia, which led to bowed legs requiring corrective surgery. Despite having to undergo his medical procedures at a young age, Jackson continues to be brave throughout his health journey. Although his parents are sometimes concerned about his condition post-surgery, Jackson continues to get stronger day by day. Tori Roloff is Zach and Tori's second child and only daughter, born in November 2019. Besides her achondroplasia, Lila has had to deal with difficult health conditions, all of which were documented in recent seasons of Little People, Big World. From developmental delays, struggles with weight gain, and managing strabismus at the tender age of 3, over time Lila's health has grown to improve vastly. Josiah Roloff is the newest addition to the Roloff family, arriving in April 2022, and joyously welcomed by Zach and Tori. Born with achondroplasia, like his older siblings, his parents made the brave choice to share his diagnosis publicly, emphasizing that it doesn't define him. Marek is Amy's second husband, whom he got married back in 2021, with a tenure at a Portland-based real estate agency. Marek has over 2 decades of experience as a seasoned realtor. Marek crossed paths with Amy at a blind dating event in 2018, shortly after her separation from Matt. The two got engaged in 2019 and exchanged vows in 2021 at Roloff Farms. Chandler had deep ties to the Roloff family long before her relationship with Matt became public. Spending over a decade on Roloff Farms, first managing the operations and later as Matt's assistant, Caryn's professional relationship with her boss grew into something more. After spending 6 years together, the pair got engaged in April 2023, with plans for a laid-back wedding in 2024. Despite experiencing family tensions, particularly with Matt's children, Caryn makes it a priority to respect their boundaries, all while building a future together with no more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.